The search for Michael Vaughan continues. Michael went missing from his neighborhood in Fruitland in July of 2021. He was just 5 years old. The search for Michael Vaughan continues. Michael went missing from his neighborhood in Fruitland in July of 2021. He was just 5 years old at the time. Law enforcement has spent the last year and a half investigating. But the Fruitland police chief says a credible tip led investigators to a home near Michael's neighborhood this weekend.
Crews are back out in Fruitland today searching for Michael Vaughan. Police believe his remains are in the backyard of a Fruitland home, and today is the 6th day crews are excavating the yard. Crews could be at the house on Red Wing Street for another week. This house is just 4 minutes from the Vaughn's home.
As you know, from the time Michael went missing, this has been an all-hands-on-deck investigation, and it remains very active and an ongoing investigation. You can't take one of our most precious citizens from us and ever expect us to stop. During the course of this investigation to date, we received credible information that the remains of Michael Vaughan could be found in the backyard at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland. As a result, the Fruitland Police Department obtained a search warrant for the residence along with the front and backyards. That search warrant was served on November 11th. It was a Friday. We served that late in the evening. Upon entry, officers encountered Sarah Wandra, one of the known occupants of the home, and Sarah was subsequently arrested based on probable cause that she had knowledge of Michael's death and failed to report that death to law enforcement. The following day, the Fruitland Police Department, joined by the Idaho State Police, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, the Fruitland Fire Department, and the Fruitland Public Works Department, began a very methodical excavation of the backyard of the Wandra's home. During that excavation process, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, Mountain States detection dogs deployed multiple certified human remains detection dogs on the property, all of them alerting to the presence of human remains. Ground penetrating radar was also used and deployed, detecting anomalies in the backyard. We completed the excavation of the entire backyard and removed over 250 yards of dirt. Prior to backfilling the yard, the dirt was meticulously sifted for any potential human remains. We did not find Michael's remains. Although the remains of Michael Vaughan were not recovered, we strongly believe, based on evidence, that Michael was abducted and is deceased, and that his remains were buried and later moved from the property. As of today, the whereabouts of his remains are unknown. However, the investigation is active, fluid, and ongoing. Once the excavation was complete, we conducted a thorough search of the Wandra's residence. The search was productive, and additional investigative evidence was recovered and is currently being processed.
Evidence suggests that the following individuals who are currently in custody are involved in the abduction of Michael Vaughan. Sarah Wandra, 35 years old. Sarah lives at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Sarah has firsthand knowledge and is involved in Michael's abduction. Sarah Wandra is currently being held at the Payette County Jail for failing to report a death to law enforcement. And Stacy Wandra, 30 years old, a male. Stacy was also living at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Stacy has firsthand knowledge and is involved in the abduction of Michael Vaughan. Brandon Shurtliff, 30 years old, of Kuna, Idaho. Brandon was living with Sarah and Stacy Wandra at 1102 Red Wing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance, and we believe Brandon has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction. Adrien Lucien, 32-year-old male out of Toledo, Ohio. Adrien was staying with Sarah and Stacy Wandra at 1102 Red Wing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance, and we believe that Adrien has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction.
Hello, 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 everybody. It is so good to see everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming. My mods are amazing. They were in here before the live even started. Hell, even everybody else is in here way before the show. Damn, I appreciate you all so much. It is Sunday, January 12th, 2025. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope your year is starting out fabulous. It is so good to see everyone. Welcome in. Oh, wow. I'm going to hit over here to the comments and see who's here. Hi, sweet mama. How are you doing today? How are you feeling? See mama here in chat. I was starting to download things and it kept telling me something with the server. StreamYard's been a pain in everybody's ass this last week, so I'm just letting everybody know in case anything happens. So beware. All right, we got Blue Herring. Avi is here. Thank you so much, hun, for joining us. Thank you for modding. We've got Ivy's mom, Elizabeth. We got Ray Ray. Good to see you. Callie Dime. Love you, girl. Made you a moderator. Hope you don't mind. It's going to get busy in here tonight, and I needed somebody. We got Psycho Social. Connie S. Mod. Thank you so much for being here, love. Great to see you. Brandy Neal is in the house. So glad you're here. Blue Herring, Elizabeth, Monkey's Army is here. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love this. We will find you, Michael. Love that handle or profile. Lady Spitfire, OG Nanny. I'm seeing new names, old names. Miss Barbecue's here. That's my sis. Thank you for being here. Went over to her house last night. Had an amazing dinner. My brother-in-law made burgers the size of Texas. I mean, they used, I think, they said 3 pounds of hamburger to make 4 hamburger patties. The seasoning was amazing. My brother-in-law, oh my God, when it comes to the grill, when it comes to smoking, he's your man. And it was amazing. And it was great to be up. I actually got to go up to where my mom rests now, where we spread her ashes. I got to go up there in Cougar, Washington. It's a beautiful, beautiful area. My dad would take us camping up there, and he loved the area. And my dad's actually up on the mountain up above where my mom's at. So it was a great day yesterday to be not only out in nature and having a couple drinks and being next to a fire, eating good foods and shooting the shit with my sis and my brother-in-law. I had an amazing time. And a couple of weeks ago, I got to unplug a little bit and go to the beach, and I'll be doing that again here real soon for my birthday at the end of the month. Brandy wants to remind everybody that it has been 1,265 days. You monsters. The monsters, Stacy Wandra, Sarah Wandra, Brandon Shurtliff, and Adrien Lucian. All 4 of these people know what happened to Michael. All 4 of these people could give us answers, and none of them are talking. I mean, Stacy talks every now and then, but nobody is given enough so that we can give Michael justice and give the Vaughn family peace. Tonight's live, the truth is about to get ugly, and it's going to hurt, Brandon. And let me tell you, it's going to hurt. It's really going to hurt. You want to walk around and act like you're completely untouchable. You want your mommy and your grandmother and the rest of your family to think that you're some, great guy. Well, you're not. And we know this. But we're going to let your mommy and your grandma know it too. The stuff that I have tonight the connections to certain people that I found connected to Brandon are going to blow your mind. I'm not joking. So, again, thank you guys all for being here. I still haven't gotten up to the top of the comments to Hair Curlers and Crime. She's got the best name in the world, doesn't she? She's here today. And Connie, my sweet Connie, she's been a member for 7 months. Thank you so much, hun, for being here. If you want to be a member, join us, please. You can lurk from the back, though. You can just sub up. You don't have to become a member here. We're family, whether you're a member or not. I appreciate everybody that comes in. I want to start with a new news broadcast that came out on Friday about Monkey and Fruitland. So let's throw that up and then we'll talk about it. I don't know how many of you guys have seen it, but I saw some things in this that we're going to talk about. It's a good one. Here it is.
How has this case weighed on you in the last several years?
I can't really explain that in words, you know.
The Fruitland Police Department wants Idahoans to know it hasn't stopped looking for Michael Vaughan. The then 5-year-old known as Monkey disappeared from his home in July of 2021. Abby Davis has been following this story, and Abby, the chief, says they're still sifting through tips and conducting searches.
Jude, he says the case isn't cold even as the 4-year anniversary of Michael's disappearance approaches.
This is one of the worst case scenarios for any small city.
The disappearance of Michael "Monkey" Vaughan.
He is energetic, very inquisitive, he loves the moon and stars.
Brandy Neal's second youngest.
He wants answers to everything. He wants to know how everything works.
Neal wears reminders of him as she tries to make sense of all that's happened since the phone call from Monkey's dad that forever changed their lives in July 2021.
He was frantic and told me he couldn't find Michael.
I'd just gotten home from work. And
It's a day Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff will never forget either.
I received a phone call from my captain. He just explained that we had a missing child.
Huff says it soon became clear this case was different.
In those places where we would commonly see or find those children that were, lost for a little while, all of those areas had been checked and Michael was not there. We started looking at it from the criminal aspect at that point.
And it just kind of all melts together. Just searching the questions, the worry. It felt like the whole world just stopped. And then kept going.
Huff says they've never stopped digging. The last major breakthrough in the case was more than 2 years ago. Crews dug up suspects Stacy and Sarah Wandra's backyard that sits just a few blocks from Michael's home. Police say they had credible information from someone living in the Wandra's house the young boy's body was there. Cadaver detection dogs alerted to human remains, but none were found.
You said that you guys believe he was buried in the Wandra's backyard and then potentially moved elsewhere. Is that still the case?
That's still my belief.
The Wandras are still suspects, so are Adrien Lucien and Brandon Shurtliff. The Wandras are still suspects, so are Adrien Lucien and Brandon Shurtliff. The Wandras are still suspects, so are Adrien Lucien and Brandon Shurtliff, who lived with the couple at their Red Wing Street house.
Were you involved in the disappearance of Michael Vaughan?
No.
In an interview with KTVB last year, Stacy said he didn't know anything about Michael's abduction or where the little boy is today.
I have no reason to hide anything from anybody. I'm not that type of person.
Stacy has been in and out of custody for a couple of years after pleading guilty to an unrelated gun crime, then violating conditions of his supervised release. Sarah is in prison until at least 2026 on charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence unrelated to Michael's disappearance. Huff says he knows where Lucien and Shurtliff are, but wouldn't elaborate further on any of the suspects since it's an active investigation. He says he's confident the right people will one day be held accountable.
It's been said in the past that
no body, no crime. I would just tell you that I don't believe that holds water. And the only reason I say that is because with the volumes of circumstantial evidence that you can obtain.
We need that one piece, that one little piece to tell us where Michael is.
Do you have hope that they'll bring Michael home?
Yes. One way or another.
Huff believes there are people out there that know what happened to Michael or have information about his disappearance. The chief urges them to call or text this number with any tips, 208-343-COPS. You can also send an email to findmichael@fruitland.org. Jude.
Yeah, Abby, this tragedy has gripped the whole town of Fruitland. Whenever you drive through, you see all those signs and people looking for answers and closure.
Yeah, just devastating.
Yeah, thank you, Abby.
Well, that is so telling to me. So let's just start with the fact that Sarah and Stacy Wandra are still suspects, and so are Adrien, Lucien, and Brandon Shurtliff. That was just completely clarified. So for any of the suspects that might be watching, Brandon in particular, because this is about you tonight, know that J.D. Huff says he knows where you're at, and he also knows where Adrien is. And you're still a suspect. You are still a suspect. And it said that this case is not cold. This is still an active, ongoing investigation. This isn't a cold case. They haven't stopped looking for Monkey. They are still receiving tips. They are still doing searches. Something that J.D. Huff said that blew my mind, because this is a direct message, I believe, in my opinion, to Stacy Wandra, because Stacy Wandra himself said, no body, no crime, and J.D. Huff addresses that and says, that doesn't hold water. Circumstantial evidence can put somebody away. There have been no body cases before. So don't think that just because they haven't found Michael, that they may not have enough circumstantial evidence to put your asses away and throw out an indictment. We just need to get this DA to move forward. And like Brandy says here, they're just waiting for that one thing. It really only takes that one thing, and it's usually a tip, to come in, and boom, shit happens. So while this runs, I'm going to play the banner so that if you do have a tip, please call law enforcement.
Brandy Neal, and I am Michael Joseph Vaughn's mama. That smile was one of our most favorite camping trips. He got to see his first beaver dam, and he got to catch so many frogs that day. His beautiful blue eyes. He was so happy that day because I promised we would go get ice cream cones. He laughed so hard because his baby sister got to have her first ice cream cone, and it was everywhere. Our family is broken without him. We miss his laughs, his smiles. We miss his hugs. We need him home. I am asking for everyone's help. Please, please, if you know anything at all, if you know something, please, I am begging. This is my baby. This is my son. Please, I need your help to bring him home.
That's Michael Vaughn's mama begging anybody out there that may have information about Michael Monkey Vaughn's abduction to please call the Fruitland Police at 208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org. It only takes that one tip and you can remain anonymous. And there's even a $50,000, I think it's even over $50,000 reward if you can actually bring information to find Michael. And they're still suspects. I was so happy to hear that. So happy to hear that. I'm going to move over to chat right now and see what everybody's got to say. Hello, Shannon. Good to see you. Are you correct? It just takes one person. That just one person needs to come forward. That is right. And the reward is actually 52. Wait. Doop. Hello. $52,600, Brandy says. And you can remain anonymous. And let me tell you, just a little FYI, I can't give anybody too much information, but after I put that particular thing on my TikTok, I received a message that went directly to Fruitland. A tip did come in the very next morning. That's why I'm actually playing it during this live, because we have a broken-hearted mama begging for people to help. So things are clicking. Things are working. All right, let's get to it. Guess who's in trouble again? It's not going to surprise you. It can't be Stacy, Wandra, because Stacy went to jail. Right? He went back to jail December 23rd, just a few days after the live that I did with Brandy and him. It was violations that put him in jail. It was not because of anything. I don't know, maybe, but I only know that he was arrested a few days after that live, and that it was for violations against his parole violations or probation violations. But Brandon's in trouble. That's right. Brandon's in trouble. Brandon's got a warrant. Brandon's got a warrant. Are you serious right now? Come on. Can't any of these guys like get it together? Oh, I fast forwarded this way too much. Hold on. There's Brandon. We got controlled substance, possession, drug paraphernalia, failure to appear, probation violation. You know what? All of this goes back to May 2024 when Brandon went to court to get his warrant dropped. Remember, because he goes from North or South Dakota back to Idaho, but he didn't want to come back to Idaho until he could get that warrant dropped. And so he set up arrangements to get that and those charges, dropped off, and makes arrangements to take care of his charges from 2022. Then over the summer, after getting that warrant dropped, thanks to his mommy, Tina, maybe his grandma, who knows, he gets pulled over 2 times. So the reason that he is in trouble, this warrant is going to put him in jail. He had agreed to do some work detail. Only 15 days. Only 15 days. That's all he had to do. In lieu of spending 30 days in jail. And that was all supposed to be completed by November 1st of 2024. And then on November 22nd, 2024, he's to be held without bond. That's what the bench warrant says that was issued on 11/22/2024. Defendant to serve 30 days in custody as previously imposed. So he's in trouble again. It hasn't even been 8 months. It says right there, 11/22/2024, down at the bottom, hold without bond. He's going to have to serve 30 days. Yeah, the tickets that he gets over the summertime, no insurance, drug paraphernalia, which is against his probation that he had set up after that court hearing that he went for that stuff. Or wait, back in May. So, I mean, he's back in Idaho and he's already screwing everything up. Another suspect in this case that can't follow the rules, who is a repeat offender, and especially when it comes to controlled substances and paraphernalia. And Brandon's not the only problem. His mom is also the problem. His grandma is also the problem. They are consistently bailing him out of trouble, bailing him out of jail, paying for his fines, coddling him, making excuses for him. It's BS. It's complete BS. Let me see what else this says. Yeah, Canyon County is where all this went down. So there's that. Brandon, you should be able to keep yourself out of trouble. Why can't you keep yourself out of trouble? Sarah Suspicious is here. Good to see you. Just Downus is here. Thank you so much for being here. Let me see. I got more comments here. Brandon's such a winner. Lana is here. Thank you so much, hun, for being here. Yeah, way to go, Brandon. Oh my gosh. No bond until he talks. That's the way it should be. But there's no bond, so he has to spend 30 days. Wish we could keep him for longer. All right. I have a lot to go over. Brandy says, but he's such a good guy who loves pets, kids, and the elderly. Right, Tina? Exactly. You know, he's constantly saying that he's a great guy all the time. He tries to portray himself as this great guy. I mean, look what he says about himself on JLR.
About me and my freedom anymore. I need to figure out what's going on here and stop the lying and bring the truth to everything that I can and help.
And help. And stop the lies. He doesn't give a shit about his freedom anymore. Well, it doesn't sound like anything but he does really believe, or actually, he acts like he does care about his freedom. He does want to continue the lies, and he doesn't want to help because he's not helping. So there's that. But I want to get back to Grandma and Mama coddling him because, see, people want to talk, Brandon. People want to send in information. Who are your friends? You're not going to know who gave me any information. It could have been one of your ex-girlfriends. It could have been your friend Alex or your friend Eric. It could have been your friend Donald. Hell, it could have really been anyone, right? You think you got so many friends, but man, after I said I was going to do a live on Brandon, you should have seen my email get flooded with information. I'm only sharing what I was able to verify, but damn, that's all I got to say about that. This is some information sent to me. Let me pause right there because I'm going to have to read this from my phone. Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted to throw up. Y'all, I have to wait on that one. Hold on. Don't get excited, Sammy. Hold on one second. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, gotcha. Let me pause it right here. These messages are from Bunny Fisherman. This is Grandma, Brandon's grandma, from back in 2023. Let me look at comments. He goes back to Idaho to clear up a warrant, gets a slap on the wrist, and now has another warrant for his arrest. Yep. I mean, they're just repeated offenders, right? Is he still on probation? Yeah, he's been on probation since he came back, cleared his warrant. Then he had to go set up probation after that court hearing. And then this summer gets pulled over with paraphernalia, which I don't know why he didn't get in trouble having the paraphernalia, because that's a probation violation right there. He should be spending time for probation violations, if you ask me. Yeah, keep him behind bars, like Ray Ray says. I love this. Buckeye Mama, you're here. Thank you for being here. Brandon, you better talk. Stacy does. We all know how Stacy talks to try to get out of trouble or try to get out of jail. And since he's back in jail, we're pretty sure he's already talking, right? We know a few people that are talking, but I won't mention his name now. Won't mention his name now. But people are definitely talking. Brandon even tells people that some people are talking. Opal's here. Good to see you. All right. Since I have so much information, you guys, I'm going to walk away from chat for a second. Thank you guys for being here. Into the darkest places. Thank you for being here. Brunhell, thank you for being here. I love seeing new faces and new things. So these are messages from Brandon's grandma. She's responding to this up here. I can't even read what it says. Hold on, let me get over here to my... So, Idaho police believe man connected missing child in North Dakota. So this was in 2023 when they knew he was in North Dakota, and grandma decides to basically write in this. Okay, so she says, why are you persecuting that young man? What is your motive? Sounds to me like you're a media party or a cold case. Let me see what we call it. An accuser of the brethren? That's what I would call you. You have no facts. He's already talked with the authorities. He knows nothing about it. If he did even know the people next door, so why are you going on with this charade? You're like being an accuser of a brother you will be accountable for every idle word you speak. That goes for printing it and putting it on the news. And you know, it is kind of confusing the way she goes on because she doesn't add any periods or anything else. So let me move forward here. But she's protecting him. You know, like they do. They only want Brandon to get a slap on the hand, even though he's a suspect in a missing child's abduction. And you know, do you? No. But you have done it. Will make it hard for him to have a job. I mean, that comes all over the internet, and you don't know nothing about that boy. I know that boy, and I know you. You are an accuser of the brother shame. On you, you need to repent because you will be accountable for every idle word you speak. You need to fear. I think she meant to say the fear of God on, and you'll pray for you. I am so sad that you are out there and that you see a talent that probably God gave you, or you're just working under the wickedness of the enemy and the Antichrist. And then it goes on to say, yep, it's a long one, you guys. I'm sorry. The Antichrist spirit, but I think that you are and need to know that you need to have a relationship with the Lord. You need to read the Bible and find out what happens to people. I just got to stop right there. And I just got to say, what is it with these people in this case and them using God as an excuse and throwing God? I mean, like Sarah, I mean, Stacy does it. We know Sarah goes crazy talking about God and everything on her TikTok for like months afterwards. And then you got Stacy talking about how they were religious people and they only wanted to help. And now you have Brandon's grandma, you know, throwing out all of this. It's just crazy. Sorry. What happens to people that are talebearers and you don't even know what you're talking about? So to post something like that and its lies is to me beyond the wildest dreams of anybody that is walking with the Lord. You are not test the spirit and see. You're going to either see if it's a man of God or evil or the evil being, and you are being used by an evil being, and then in cohorts or something like that. I don't know what she's trying to say here. She gets a lot of stuff messed up. She doesn't use pronunciation, so it's kind of really hard. I'm trying my best. And see, you're going to either see if it's a man or God or evil being and you are being used by an evil being, or else you're in cohorts with him knowingly or unknowingly, with it's a shame on you. I'd say shame on you. And then this person, ma'am, I saw your comments on this page and I am sharing this information. He has been publicly named person of interest in the abduction and possible murder of a 5-year-old innocent child. What does your Bible say about that? What does the Bible say about that? An eye for an eye? I know it says that. But this is just one more time we see somebody, you know, and this is in an article this person's commenting, I believe. Yes, her grandson is evil. These people all sound like fantastics and fakes. You know, Mama B, hi, how are you? Lana Westberg says, yeah, Bunny, what does your Bible say about that? That's exactly what I said. I almost kind of smirked afterwards, but yeah, I'm just blown away that it just keeps happening. It just keeps happening over and over and over again. Well, I hope Mommy and Grandma see this. I really hope they see this. Let me show you Brandon Shurtliff threatening. What does Mommy and Grandma think about him making threats to people? I mean, he isn't a nice guy. He just isn't. Pay attention here, Mama, Grandma. So here you have Brandon Shurtliff right there at the top. It even got says like little GPS, Kuna. It says Kuna. So we know this is Brandon. Brando does what he wants. So don't F with him. First warning. Brando does what he wants. See, this right here just shows you he don't care. He ain't going to follow the rules. Brandon does what he wants. I'm so scared. Of course you do what you want, you cowardly piece of shit. It won't go without consequences. Tick tock, Brandon. Tick tock. I love this. I mean, you can tell that he's on drugs there anyway. Brando, Shirt Z. F off, true crime. Thumbs up. Have a great one. You guys all see him with a thumbs up on JLR? What the hell? Brando Shirt Z, call me. I'm here. I'll hear you out. Even though I think you're guilty, convince me otherwise. Thanks for following, Brandon. Is this warning number 2? You are the one making your life difficult. All we want is the location of Michael's precious body. We won't go away. Listen up, Mommy. Listen up, Grandma. Brando's Shirt Z says, then I'll have to make you go away. This true crime, and this is public. This was out in the public. These aren't private messages. This was like on this TikTok, okay, that I found. And I do watch all the time. But he's like right here in the comment section. What I want to know is, why would he want to get rid of somebody just talking about a missing child's case? I mean, you can get mad if somebody's throwing out your name, but are you going to threaten them like that? Then I'll have to make you go away? Then the true crime says, is that a threat? Bring it. You don't scare me. You're a pathetic piece of shit. And then Blue Shirt laughs. I was wondering if Blue Shirt was actually a different account. And then we've got threat number 2. Threat number 2. Let's see what's over here. What do you guys got to say about this? Brandon's not allowed around his own daughter. Slim Hauser says, thank you, Slim, for being here. I wouldn't want him around my daughter. Amanda, thank you for being here. Yeah, Brandon, where's Michael's body? Fine, make me go away, Amanda says. Hair curlers and crime. I did not know that, or he has a daughter. Yes, he has a daughter. His daughter, no, it was his nephew that was around the same age as Michael when Michael was abducted, but he had a 10-year-old daughter at the time, so she's around 13 now. Yike, that's one hell of a red flag. It sure is. And no, we are not going away. We are just beginning to dig. This is just, what I'm sharing tonight is just a little bit of information that I have. I just didn't want to have a giant friggin' live and have you guys here for 3 or 4 hours. I got a lot of stuff. So let's move on to threat number 2. I hope you're listening, Tina. I hope you're listening, Grandma. And I mean no disrespect towards his mom or his grandma. I'm just trying to paint a picture for you guys to let you know that Brandon really is not who you guys think that he is. You guys are protecting him. You are coddling him. And you could even know information that you should be giving to law enforcement. So, B-Dog is his name back in the day. And this came off of Facebook. So why is Adrien saying he was set up if he was with you the whole day? He never once mentioned that to me before, B-Dog says. If anyone was set up, it was me. This so-called missing child has the same birthday as me. Did you know that? Mr. Hopefully effing know everything. God rocking holier than thou person. Oops, Grandma. He's saying holier than thou and mentioning God's name in vain. Oops. F off, he says. And then, so I take it you don't want help. Wait, I need to look up what that says. Because I'm hoping, hold on. Let me just go to my pictures here so I can read it, because the end of my thing. Oh, here we go. It says, so I take it you don't want. I can't understand what that says. Adrien said you are involved. He's talking. That's what it says. Yeah. Adrien is talking. Just a FYI. Just a FYI. I said you did it. I say you did it. You ready to take one to the face, Mr. No Name? I will kill you. It may take time, but I will. Good night, dear. Keep talking with me. Faggot. I will not say that word on my channel. Faggot. And I will have your head on my table for dinner, or show your face in reach of my swing, and we can have a little tea party date. You down? Wow. He's angry. He's really angry. Because I will rip your face off your skull. You keep effing around with me? With my bare hands, too. And then we shall see who has a big DICK left, all right? Good day, sir, or bitch, ass, NIGGA. I will not say that word on my channel. NIGGA. F off. Deal. We cool? I'll still pay nothing back for you. Your time and efforts. Still wish to sign? PUSSY? I'm sorry. Can you write that all in coherent English? Is how this person responds. So you ain't ever killed anyone, yet you're threatening to kill someone? Seems a little suspect. You're telling me, wow. Brandon is threatening to KILL someone over this. Over Michael Vaughn's abduction. Because this person wants to help Michael. Why? Rip your skull? Like, what did he say? Like, rip your face off your skull? Are you serious right now? We're not just talking like, you know, this is like an evil threat. This is like a monstrous threat. This is like a very mean, aggressive, violent person. When I saw these messages, I changed everything I thought I knew about Brandon. Everything. I thought I had actually really gotten to know Brandon, watching him, talking about him, looking into him. No. Now I understand who the real Brandon is. Brandon is a monster, just like Stacy, just like Sarah, just like Adrien. A monster. Why would he be threatening anybody if he's innocent? He could be upset. He could be mad. He could even go down to the court and possibly, want to file a suit against somebody for tarnishing his name. But instead, he wants to hurt somebody. It's crazy. Okay. And let's not forget that Brandon is connected to 16 registered sex offenders. Are you serious right now? 16. Wow. Wow. 16. Let me just delete a few things here from my studio. I'm going to take a moment now since we've gone through some stuff. Let me do comments first. Hold on. Let's see. Bingo. I just emailed Brandon. Who are you? That's what I would like to know. I'll put up my email address. I would love to hear from you. Let me see. Here you go. You can email me if you'd like me. I'd love to know who you are, Amanda. If you have Brandon's email and you're talking to him. And Brandon, if you're here, you can come up on panel. I'll throw it out. This guy's a real piece of work. The amount of stupid is amazing. Right? Yeah. He's a suspect in a missing child's case. And then he wants to yeah, and then he wants to hold on one second. I want to make my sister a mod too. There you go, sis. Yeah, he's involved in a missing child's case and a missing abduction of Michael Monkey Vaughan, and he's doing crap like this. Really? That does not make sense. Not very smart. Not very smart at all. Yes, let him know I'm here. I would absolutely like to speak with you. I know Sam will be absolutely respectful. I totally would. I would be nice as pie. Matter of fact, let me just throw up that. Oh, I almost hit leave studio. I don't want to do that. Let me just throw up StreamYard. I'll print it to the top. In case you're here, Brandon, you want to talk, you want to say anything to defend yourself. You know, if I've gotten anything wrong and you'd like to point it out, hop up here and let me know. I would love to talk to you. I've actually always wanted to talk to you more than anybody else because I feel like you do want to tell the truth. I think maybe you're just scared to tell the truth, honestly. But until you decide you want to come up and start talking, I probably won't be very nice because I have a lot of other stuff to share. Stuff you may not even want me to share. So if I were you, I'd probably choose to come up before that information gets shared. Just an FYI. That's just me anyway. That's what I would want to do. Because I've connected you to some people that not so good. Let me see. I'm going to pin this right to the top. There it is. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Become a member if you'd like. Let me see. Bitter Tea says, do you know of any other men or women went missing around the same time right before Monkey went missing? I'm actually looking into that, and I have a bunch of information written down. But since, people do go missing all the time and everything, it's just kind of hard to tell how, why. I know there was another little boy in Idaho missing. I know they've looked into his parents. It's like a Dior or Dijon or something like that there in Idaho. That was like I can't even say the year because I'm not sure on it, but it was several years ago. And that's really the only missing person because I haven't done a lot of work besides just Michael and Idaho. I want to see here. Touch of Class, thank you for being here. Brandy says she's here. If you want to come up. What is this? This is hilarious. Where is Michael? I don't know what's funny. All right. So there's that. And yes, after reading the comments, I wanted to throw up the banner and throw this up so that somebody can call the tip line. Michael Monkey Vaughan was abducted July 27th, 2021. If you have any information, please call in a tip.
Brandy Neal, and I am Michael Joseph Vaughn's mama. That smile was one of our most favorite camping trips. He got to see his first beaver dam, and he got to catch so many frogs that day. His beautiful blue eyes. He was so happy that day because I promised we would go get ice cream cones. He laughed so hard because his baby sister got to have her first ice cream cone, and it was everywhere. Our family is broken without him. We miss his laughs, his smiles. We miss his hugs. We need him home. I am asking for everyone's help. Please, please. If you know anything, if you know anything at all, if you know something, please, I am begging. This is my baby. This is my son. Please, I need your help to bring him home.
That's Michael Monkey Vaughn's mama begging you for your help. If you have a tip, please call Fruitland Police Department at 208-642-6006. You can also email at findmichael@fruitland.org. No tip is too small. There is a reward over $50,000. If you have any information to lead them somewhere, and you can also remain anonymous. This family deserves to have peace, and Michael deserves justice. And we're never, ever, ever going to stop looking for Michael. So if you can help, please call the tip line 208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org. All right, cruising along. You know, we found out that Brandon on the 21st and 22nd of July. So that was what, 6 days prior to Michael's abduction. Brandon and a handful of his guy friends leave Boise to go to a car show. And I'll stop right there for just a second, because this timing is suspicious to me because of what he does when he does go to this car show. Because Brandy has pointed out that Adrien had some domestic violence charges in California on the 24th. How does that make sense? When Brandon and Stacy say that Adrien came to Idaho, you've got 1 week, 2 week, a month, 2 months. You've got Stacy saying April, May. But when did Adrien actually get to Fruitland or Idaho? Was he going back and forth? Let me just show you what Brandy says here. Let me just show you. Hold on. Because I know I have it. Yep. Hold on.
I've looked into a lot of things. I-court documents. What was the domestic violence involved in, that Adrien was involved in July of 2021? 2021. I believe it was July 24th, 2021. So he would have been living with you at that time.
I had no knowledge of any domestic violence when we started getting so initially when law enforcement when your boy had gotten abducted, when the police department and the detectives had came and done meeting with everybody. One of the when the detectives got done like me.
She tripped him up so hard mentioning this. He cannot find his words. He cannot find his words. He knows exactly where she's going with this questioning, in my opinion.
Meeting with everybody within our household. I believe it was Juanita or Anita or whatever her name is, had came and told us, that you guys know that Adrien's a known human trafficker, and I was like, what? Because here's we don't do background checks.
And then he stutters, and she's just mentioning a court hearing and domestic violence charges, and he starts talking about Adrien being a human trafficker. Now, I know this is a Brandon live, but you guys need to bear with me. Wait till this is over. I will put this all together for you and why I'm even bringing this up, okay? Let's move forward.
On the, you know what I mean? We didn't
July 24th, 2021. It was in California. So if he was living with you in July, here in Idaho, how was he involved in the domestic dispute in California 3 days prior to Michael's abduction?
That's a great question, because I never knew anything.
Hell yeah, it is a great question. How can he be in Boise and California at the same damn time? We're talking just a few days before Michael was abducted.
About him having any domestics or any open cases in any other state. Again, we never did background checks.
Well, no. I'm seeing you. I'm saying to you right now. You see how this sounds like a lie, because you're saying Adrien lived with you 2 months prior to Michael's abduction.
Yeah, I believe he came in April or May or something like that. It was one of those months. So, and that raises the question too, because he was with us.
So he was with you in Idaho, but got charged in California?
Brandy, you nailed his ass to the wall. I am just saying, hot mess. Good to see you. Good to see you here. I don't know how long you've been here. And I know you guys are always used to me going to the comments and talking to you guys. And I love to go through all my comments section, but the channel's been growing like crazy and I cannot get to all of you. But no, I rewatch all my lives. I watch what you guys are saying. I love that you're here. I love you're in chat. Thank you guys so much for being here, supporting me. I love you guys so much. You don't even know. You're like family to me. Yes, Callie, Brandon's interview with JLR completely contradicts Stacy's statements of that day regarding Adrien. Yep, it does. Yes, it does. So back to the story that I'm trying to show you guys here. So we have this information that Brandy's bringing forward to us about this court hearing on the 24th. And you have Brandon going to a car show on the 21st and 22nd. The car show isn't a big deal to me. What is a big deal to me is that he leaves to go to Idaho, excuse me. He leaves to go to this car show, but Brandon leaves to go to this car show that's in Sun Valley, which is 155 miles away from Boise and a 2-hour and 40-minute drive, okay, from Boise straight to Sun Valley. But Brandon doesn't go straight to Sun Valley. He does not go straight to Sun Valley. So this blue dot is Boise, down here at the bottom. The sun, the yellow dot to the right, is Sun Valley. Brandon makes a stop in Twin Falls, where the red dot is. So this handful of guys get into a vehicle and drive 128 miles, 1 hour and 55 minutes to another, in a completely different direction, to go get drugs. That to me is why Brandon's timing to go to this car show is strange and unusual to me. Then they drive to Sun Valley, which is 83 miles and 1 hour and 40 minutes away. And I'll show you guys here on maps that I did. This is Boise to Twin Falls, 1 hour, 55 minutes, 128 miles to go get drugs on the 21st and 22nd. 2 days before Adrien could have possibly been, and like it was the 24th or after the 24th, after that court hearing, did he come? So like a few days later, like, so Brandon drives all the way down to Twin Falls. Did he use this car show as kind of like a little cover up in case there was any questions or anything? That's kind of where my mind's going here. And I know you guys aren't used to seeing me speculate, but there was just something about this. Boise to Sun Valley, like I said, 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's 155 miles. Could have gone straight there, but they didn't. And I guess where I'm going with this is, did the drugs that Brandon pick up, were they for Adrien? Was that going to be like a possible payment? I am hugely speculating here, but tell me it doesn't make sense. Tell me it doesn't make sense. Twin Falls to Sun Valley, 1 hour, 41 minutes, 83 miles. They have gone completely out of their way when they're just supposed to be going to a car show in Sun Valley. And like I said, Brandon, you aren't going to know where I got my information from. I'm not going to tell you who told me all of this information, but I know. So, a little sus to me. Just saying. It is interesting. Can't really say. I can't really say. Could have been methamphetamines, could have been really anything, but we do know that meth is a thing with the 4 suspects. So if I wanted to speculate even more, I would say maybe meth. Yep. TikTok, Brandon, TikTok. Yeah, what is he doing? What was he doing? I just is it like, it was like kind of like an alibi maybe, just to explain where he was going? Yeah, just right before Adrien may be coming into town. I don't know. I'm kind of connecting the dots there, just because of his timing. And I also want Brandon to know, I know exactly what you were doing on the 21st and 22nd. That is the main reason why I wanted to show that information, because we are digging that deep. I'm finding out a lot about your days prior and after Michael's abduction. But we need you to come up here on panel to tell us what went on the day that Michael disappeared, because we know you have those answers. We know you have those answers. And then answer me this. Why are you connected to so many registered sex offenders? Can you tell me that? Like, this one's really creepy. I mean, and out of all of these registered sex offenders that you are connected to, 6 of them are directly tied to you and Adrien. It's just weird. It's just weird. Okay. So, let me see here. Now, I have some really big stuff to show you, but I've got to start connecting the dots quite early about a few of these people that I'm going to start talking about, okay? Who knows is telling your secrets, Brandon? There are a lot of people that want to talk, that's for sure. Brandon, it's not part of the we. I believe you are a child predator. Cinnamon Hot thinks you are a predator. Carson Starkey's pics were there. Promise you. Oh, wait. No, they weren't. Thank you, Kelly. I pulled those 16 up. Well, wait. I think they are. Let's just look. Maybe. I'm going to have to rewind. I believe they are, but it just goes by really fast. There he was. This is Starkey's brother. There's Starkey. And somewhere in here is Dorothy. So they're there. Those are the neighbors of the Wanderers. But I'm going to start connecting the dots with some people. And since we're already going over a timeline of what he was doing on the 21st and 22nd, let's talk about what Brandon was doing within 48 hours of Michael's abduction. After his abduction, I should say. So, let me just throw this up. I'm going to introduce you to Alex Goldston. Pretty good friend of Brandon's. We know that every time Brandon hold on one second. Let me throw this up. Every time Brandon changes his social media outlet anywhere, changes his profile or whatever, Alex is immediately added to his social media. We know that about Alex. They met around the time that Brandon started his landscape business in 2017. Brandon's landscape business was Bam Bam Rocks. Pretty sure that didn't really go nowhere. This is Brandon's Bam Bam Rocks. We'll talk about that in a second too. Alex has been in the landscaping and concrete business. His business is Gold Standard Custom Concrete. Alex has a criminal history. This is his history. Sorry, this isn't the Bam Bam Landscape. Sorry. He has a criminal history, 43 cases. Says it right here, right up above, underneath these X's, underneath the blue. 43 cases, 3 protection orders. And I know one of those protection orders was issued during a criminal case or maybe right after a criminal case that he was involved in. So we'll be talking more about Alex Goldston shortly. This is another friend of Brandon's. His name is Eric Kisser. Him and Brandon were first registered to the Bam Bam Rocks at Eric's residence. So They must have been pretty good friends. Brandon was comfortable enough with putting his business address at Eric's house. Then it looks like Eric moved on to Hidden Valley Landscape sometime after 2017. And Eric's been in trouble, of course, with the law. Theft, fraud, trespassing. Yeah. I don't think that any of these suspects have any friends that don't have criminal histories, if you ask me. Yaya's here. She's on vacation. She is taking a cruise. I'm so freaking happy and jelly for you, girl. I hope you're having an amazing time. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Tara's here. Nice to see you. Brandy says, Brandy, I'm done cooking dinner. Come up and chat. If you're too scared to talk with me, you can speak with Samantha one-on-one if you're scared to talk to me, or is it the truth? I am glad to talk to you, Brandon. The link is pinned to the top. If any of my mods want to grab that and share it again, I would appreciate it. But we got a mama here that wants to talk to you, Brandon. Eric, like I said, moves on to Hidden Valley Landscape sometime after 2017 and has a criminal history. So they've all been friends pretty much around the time of like 2017, give or take a year or so, maybe with Alex. I could not find anything prior to 2017, but that doesn't mean that they haven't been friends for a long time. So within 48 hours of Michael's disappearance, oh, this is the Bam Bam stuff right here. The Bam Bam Rocks Productions. This is Brandon Shurtliff is the owner. And then this address right here on Bunker Lane is Eric's address. So, yeah, they must have been really good friends because he uses his friend's address for his business address, or to register his business, I should say. Within 48 hours of Michael's abduction, Brandon's hanging out with these landscapers at their house near Meridian, Idaho for hours until it got really late at night. What was he doing? What the hell was he doing? For whatever reason, this gave me a huge red flag. Huge. I don't know. It's just suspicious to me that he's hanging out with his landscaping friends. He's a landscaper, you know, when he's in North Dakota hanging out with his dad, he's working for his dad's business also, and they do digging and stuff. But it's just really suspicious here. So Brandon, if you're listening, we're digging deep. We're finding out more and more about where you were and what you were doing in days prior and days after Michael's abduction. And the more I dig, the more I want to keep going. Just keep that in mind. So come up and talk. We'd love to see you here. Yeah. Garbage. I'm just looking through the comment section real quick. Like I said, you guys, we got more people. I'm letting my mods do what they're here for. And I appreciate them all so much. They do an amazing job. Thank you guys so much for being here. And then, let me see. We're going to save that for a little bit later. Now, we're going to get into the bigger goodies. The bigger goodies. Oh, didn't mean to do that. We already had that. Let me see. Why doesn't Brandon still want to be the good guy?
Not me and my freedom anymore. I need to figure out what's going on here and stop the lying and bring the truth to everything that I can and help.
Bring the truth to everything you can and help then. Stop telling us that you don't care about your freedom when you do, Brandon. Or you would tell us all what happened on July 27th, 2021. What happened to Michael? You have answers. So, after the live on all of those RSOs that I did before Brandon, or I'm so sorry, Brandy. I do with the bees. I've done it before and I'm so sorry. When Brandy and Stacy got up on stage, I had done 2-hour live connecting RSOs to all these suspects. And I got a little bit of a tip in an email to look into a certain person. So I did. And it took me down a rabbit hole. That's where I ended up. And that's how I found out this information. Thank you so much, James. We are all praying for Brandy every single day. We love her. We won't ever stop. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much. I appreciate you into the darkness, or into the darkest places. I love that. All right, so let me find this, and then I'm going to throw this one up. Let me see. I hope everybody's having a great new year. I had a great new year. I didn't do anything, but I had a great new year. We tried to go out last year for New Year's Eve. I just don't know that I will ever go out on New Year's Eve again. I can't tell you guys how many drunk drivers there were out and about. Like, whoa, way too many. It was dangerous out there. Dangerous. Okay, so I already talked to you guys about Alex Goldston. He's the landscaper, okay? Let me see. I want to make sure I went over everything. Okay. Just going through my notes, guys. There's a lot here. So, I don't want anybody getting confused, so I'm going to try to explain this the very best way that I can. I hope everybody understands it. This is going to be a little bit more in depth, so please pay attention. And also, Brandy, I want to give you a little bit of a trigger warning that we will be talking about a duffel bag. I just want to let you know that because you're here in chat in case you want to take a little bit of a break. You know you're more than welcome to stay. So please give Brandy some support during this, okay? If she does decide to stay. And let us know if you do decide to take a break, please. I would just appreciate that so that I know if you're here, because I always use my words more kindly, but I just want to make sure that I don't hurt you. I don't want anything to slip because I love you. All right. So, all right, let's do this. This is, okay, Alex Goldston, okay? Friend of Brandon's. We already know that. Oh, didn't mean to do that. And we know that he is always following Brandon. He's always a friend of Brandon, whether it's his Facebook or his TikTok. Here, he's Alex Goldston 200. Gold the Standard. Brandon's TikTok account is what this one is. And then here, Brandon Shurtliff, again, his Brando Johnny Shurtliff's. Alex Goldston is his friend. Like I've said before, like every time anything's ever changed, he is one of the very first. Brandy says, I understand, Kelly. Tell me when to come back. All right, Brandy. Thank you. Whenever he's getting new accounts, Alex is always like the first person to be on his new accounts. Around the first persons, anyway. So, we know he's connected to Brandon. Kevin and Donna Whitehead are connected to Alex because Donna Whitehead is Alex's mom. And this is her profile. And then under relationships, she has Alex Goldston there as her son. I'm connecting dots here, people, so please keep up. And then 1716 Washington Avenue, Caldwell, Idaho. Kevin and Donna. Donna is Alex's mom. Again, the owner of this address. Donna Marie Whitehead at 1716 Washington Avenue, Caldwell, Idaho. These are all the people that live at this house. Alex Goldston, 1716 Washington Avenue, Caldwell, Idaho. And this is a new name, Donald R. Schultz, 1716 Washington Avenue, Caldwell, Idaho. Donald Schultz is another registered sex offender. Everybody following me? We all got this? So we have Donald, Alex, and Alex's mom, Donna, and her husband, Kevin, all living in the same house in Caldwell. Okay? And Alex's profile picture shows that he has kids with him in his car. So I immediately am thinking, like, why is this RSO around kids at this house? Maybe Alex doesn't have custody of his kids. I don't know. I can't say whether there were kids in the house or not, but I can say that all of these people lived together in Caldwell. Okay? And then you have Donald, the registered sex offender's girlfriend, Heather Kennedy, who also lives in Caldwell, Idaho, but I could not connect her to living at that house. But on her Facebook, like Donna, Alex's mom, is liking things on her Facebook. So we know Donald and Heather are together. Heather has a baby girl. They all live in Caldwell, Idaho. And then Donna moves down to Texas. And Heather and Donald move down to Texas. Meanwhile, the father of Heather's baby girl can't get a hold of Heather. Doesn't know where she's at. Heather has blocked his phone number. And he's looking for his child. Okay? Mods, can you guys just put up like some warning signs, please? Because things are going to get kind of ugly here as I move forward. I'd appreciate it. This is again Heather Kennedy. And now let's talk about Heather Kennedy and Donald Schultz for a moment. This registered sex offender who lived in Caldwell with Alex, Brandon's friend, close friend, who is also connected to Brandon. They all lived together in the same house with Alex's mom and Alex's mom's husband. Don't know if Heather was. Texas mom and boyfriend accused of stuffing a baby in a tool bag and disposing of the body. CB Park. Keep that in mind. Update: 4 adults. Child were living in a trailer with baby, later found deceased at Lake Fort Phantom Hill. And this was written September 19th of 2024. So this was just a few months ago, okay, when this ad and this article came out. Thank you, Yaya, for the trigger warning. I thought I pushed play. Hold on. Here we go. Abilene, Texas. 4 adults and a child were all residents of a trailer home where a baby was living in Abilene before she was found dead at Lake Fort Phantom Hill. 2 of those adults, the baby's mother, Heather Kennedy, and her boyfriend, Donald Schultz, have been charged with tampering with human corpse in connection to the death of the 6-month-old baby named Peyton. This is so sad. Okay. I have to put these in here just so it tells me like where to stop. Okay. A search warrant filed during the investigation reveals baby Peyton was living in a trailer home on Texas Avenue. You guys remember Texas Avenue, okay? Texas Avenue with Kenny Schultz, 2 other adults related to Schultz. Oh, it says right there related to Schultz. Okay, 2 other adults related to Schultz. Never caught that. I actually had to piece that together going down a rabbit hole. So thank God I just realized it says Schultz, 2 other adults related to Schultz, and a 7-year-old child in the days leading up to her death. Sorry, we got long pauses here. Baby Peyton's remains were found by a fisherman stuffed inside a tool bag on the shores of Lake Fort Phantom Hill the night of August 31st. An anonymous tip saying Kennedy has a baby and had not been seen in some time led investigators to question her. The search warrant states that during this interview, Kennedy spoke of baby Peyton in past tense and described her as a difficult child who would cry for no reason. Kennedy claimed she left baby Peyton with her biological father in another state in May, and that baby Peyton was never in Texas. See, but this is not true because the father couldn't get a hold of her. She had blocked him. He lived in Idaho. She took off, and he didn't know where she went, so he got a hold of law enforcement. Like, I can't find my kid. I don't know where this mom's taken my child. Baby Peyton's biological father told detectives he did not have the baby and had been trying to get in contact with Kennedy, but she had blocked his number, according to the documents. The documents state detectives then interviewed the other occupants of the trailer home in Abilene and learned from the juvenile that Kennedy and Schultz did have a baby with them. This juvenile also advised that Kennedy was neglectful towards baby Peyton. This poor, precious little baby girl, 6 months old. This is so sad. I'm so sorry if this triggers anybody. I'm just so sorry. An adult female who was living at the home said that when she was driving Schultz around one day, she told her baby Peyton had died during the night, according to the documents, which state this adult female claimed baby Peyton was stored in the trailer home for 2 days before the couple decided to move her body. The documents state an adult male living at the home said he was a truck driver and was away for most of the time. Schultz and Kennedy were there, but that he did see they had a baby with them. He also reported that the adult female contacted him to tell him baby Peyton was dead and that the couple didn't know what they were going to do with the baby. Well, you would call an ambulance or you would call law enforcement and say my baby died if it wasn't something nefarious, right? Once baby Peyton's remains were found at the lake, the documents state the adult male claimed he was given a false story to tell about the baby being in another state. Finally, the documents state investigators interviewed Schultz, who told them that he was not certain if Kennedy had intentionally caused Peyton's death. And another question here, why is Donald Schultz around this baby anyway? He's an RSO. He shouldn't be anywhere around this kid. Baby, sorry. It just shouldn't even be around this baby, okay? Schultz told detectives baby Peyton's remains were stored in a cooler for several days before they decided to dispose of her at a lake. According to the document, which states Schultz claimed he was afraid to call police because he was a registered sex offender and feared the repercussions. Yeah, because he hasn't been or wasn't reporting himself. Registering. Kennedy remains held in jail on a $350,000 bond, and Schultz, who is also charged with failure to comply with SOR, so registry of being an SO, is being held in jail on bonds totaling more than $500,000. Okay, so we got a whole new set of monsters, okay? Just a whole new set of monsters, and now a baby girl is dead. BigCountryHomepage.com is choosing not to identify the two other adults who were living in the trailer on Texas Avenue because as of September 19th, they have not been charged with any crimes in connection to baby Peyton's death. Well, I'm about to show you guys who was there. So this is 6101 Texas Avenue. Okay, this is where that dot is, where the trailer was, where this poor baby girl was kept in a cooler and then later put into a tool bag and thrown in a lake. Donna Marie Whitehead, 6101 Texas Avenue, trailer 207, Abilene, Texas. So here is Alex's mom, the landscaper that Brandon knows and hangs out with and has been for many, many, many years. We know of at least 8 years, is down there living in a trailer with who I think to be her son. I think Donald may actually be her son, but I'll explain that shortly. And she's living in that trailer. Also, I want to tell you guys, around this time, whatever happened here, Donna's husband, yeah, he filed for divorce. Peace out. Well, I don't know if he filed, but I know they divorced, but I'm pretty sure it was him filing. And then, yeah, Donna Marie Whitehead, I redacted her telephone numbers, but 601 or 6101 Texas Avenue, Abilene, Texas. And you guys remember Stacy and Sarah took a trip down to Texas. Did they go to Abilene? I don't know. I'm just wondering. I'm asking you guys. Did they go to Abilene? Does anybody know if they went to Abilene? So we know that Heather is with this RSO, Donald Schultz, and she's engaged to this Rapide Fiera. Well, Donald can't have any social media because he's an RSO. And this is his fake account that she's referring to here when she says she got engaged. This is in June 1st of 2024. You just got done hearing in that article that they went down to Texas, like I believe it was May. So then you have, this is Rapide Fiera's account. You have some likes and hearts and everything when he posts up this car, and one of those people is Donna Whitehead. So they're friends on Facebook, and I actually think that he might be her son. Because here's Matthew. What is it? Tabelliff. And in his relationships and family members, he puts down that Rapide Fiera is his brother and that Donna Whitehead is his mother. So if Rapide is his brother, wouldn't that make Donna Donald's mother too? You guys following me here? I'll get to my point. It really is as simple as, I'll get to it. Hold on one second. So we've got Diana Whitehead. I've already showed you her profile. She has Alex Goldston as her son. So now we're wondering if Alex and Donald are also related to each other, along with Matthew. Okay? But on August 6th, 2021, Rapide Fiera changes his profile picture with a monkey frame, with Michael Vaughn's frame. Why did he do that? He's a registered, he's an RSO. And a couple of days before that, Donna did the same thing. And there weren't really any named suspects at this time, right? So even though they're friends with Brandon in Idaho, they're throwing up monkey. You just got to kind of ask yourself, was there some kind of conversation that Brandon had with them talking about Michael? And that he was missing? Why do they have his profile frame? That's what I want to know. Why do they have his frame? Is that not crazy? It's weird to me. And I'll pause all of this. Sorry, it just kept going. But yeah, and it's on August 6th and August 4th. So this is barely a week after Michael comes up missing. You have them changing their profile picture. Now, we have all heard the talk about Michael and some kind of duffel bag, right? Hold on one second. I need to go to my notes here. Donald was arrested at that address in Texas that was registered to Donna's. We know she lived there. Why did Donald think to place this precious baby girl in a tool bag and throw it in a lake? Now, I'm just going to speculate a little bit more here because it's just so, something is just triggering me here. Like, was that done with Michael? Was he thrown in a lake? So Donald just kind of like copied what maybe something he knew of? Because we have Stacy talking about a lake, a reservoir, and then here's this. Let me throw this up here too, because it's just crazy. Let me see. This is where it's at. Hold on. This is Lake Lowell. This was from one of my TikToks that I did. Why were the 4 suspects in Michael Vaughn's abduction at Lake Lowell outside of Nampa, Idaho on July 29th and 30th, 2021? That's just 2-3 days after Michael comes up missing. All 4 suspects are there. Stacy Wandra, Sarah Wandra, Brandon Shurtliff, Adrien Lucian. That is crazy. I really do hate sometimes to speculate like this, but we've all heard about this duffel bag. It's already been talked about before that maybe they put him in a lake. You know, maybe they buried him. Maybe they put him in the Snake River. Maybe this, maybe that. So I'm not doing much more than anybody else has ever done. But at the same time, the fact that Brandon is connected to a man and a woman that have now murdered a precious 6-month-old baby girl and put her in a tool bag and then put her in a lake for a fisherman to find. The only hope that I can actually have right now is that if Michael is in a lake somewhere, that a fisherman finds him too. Because this shit is crazy to me. I mean, how many registered RSOs could you be connected to? I mean, it just goes on and on and on. The more you go down this rabbit hole, and now we're finding people that have murdered a 6-year-old little baby girl. What in the hell? Who in the F are these people hanging out with? This is crazy shit. Just suspicious. Just, it's all of it is just crazy to even think of, right? It's just the most disturbing thing that I have found as far as RSOs connected to Brandon. What the hell is going on here? You know, Brandon thinks he is the shit. You know that he does. He says Brandon does what he wants. Why is he talking in third person? Why is he threatening to unalive people because they're talking about Michael's case? And they're only talking about Michael's case as J.D. Huff himself has talked about Michael's case and said that Brandon was a suspect in Michael's abduction. But he wants to unalive them because they're trying to find Michael. Make that make sense. And Brandon is telling people that he argued with Adrien the night before Michael was abducted. What's that about? Was it about those drugs that he picked up down in Twin Falls? Was it about who the better scammer was? Was it about, them discussing abducting a child the next day? What are they fighting and arguing about the next day? Why are all 4 suspects headed down to a lake on the 29th and the 30th of July? And then from there, there's a trip to Portland. And when there's a trip to Portland, you've got Adrien talking about how people are trying to unalive him by carbon monoxide. Kelly, yes. Why is Stacy protecting Brandon? Stacy goes to jail and he gets back out. And when he's out, Brandon's in North Dakota. Well, then his mama pays for his warrant so he can come back to Idaho, clear his name, because mama and grandma, they just think that he's just some precious little boy. We just got to help him out, right? No, not right. And now he's already in trouble and got warrant for his arrest. So what do you guys think about that, mama? Okay. But when it gets back to Idaho, after Stacy's been throwing Brandon under the bus, after Brandon flat said that Stacy could have done something to Michael, okay? When he returns to Idaho, we know they were in communication with each other in Idaho. And then all of a sudden, Stacy's protecting Brandon and Sarah. And they all want to throw Adrien under the bus. And it's really making me wonder whether or not Adrien really was set up. Because now Brandon is saying that he was set up. How was Brandon set up? Brandon, if you're here, come up on panel and tell me how the hell you were set up. Because you're talking about being set up now. You've never said that before. Why are you sending that in messages that you've been set up? That doesn't even make sense. I just can't make things make sense. And the harder, the more you deep dive into this, the more you deep dive into the people that these 4 people knew, it just gets crazy. And then you have Brandy coming up on panel talking to Stacy, and Stacy talks about Sarah and Adrien creating an app for prostitution, for robbery, to be like all kinds of scandalous. But it's an app and it's just to rob people. So was Adrien really into human trafficking? I don't know. I'm getting confused here. Because Brandon's got a lot of connections here too. The way he's always traveling around and going places and everything else. And if Adrien, let's just say for just 1 minute, I know you guys think that Adrien's like key here, but what if Brandon is also key here? Did Adrien and Brandon work together to do something here? Because Brandon had ties in Idaho and wanted to maybe connect Adrien to that? Or was it just drugs for Adrien? And maybe Brandon brought him in on something else. And that's where this human trafficking comes in, and that not some law enforcement told Stacy Wandra that Adrien, was a human trafficker, because nobody from Fruitland's going to tell Stacy that and give out that kind of privileged information anyway. Yeah, and then you do have, Caesar Garudo that was around. He was also very sick, disgusting, RSO, goes to jail, gets out, isn't out for months, and then he goes right back in too. None of these people can stay out of jail. I want to take just a minute here because I haven't done it in a minute because I got really worked up. But let's throw up Brandy and talk about Michael for a second. And he came up, he was abducted July 27th, 2021 at approximately 6:40 to 7:10. Just that's an approximate time. If you know anything about any of these suspects, Sarah Wandra, Stacy Wandra, Adrien, Lucy, and Brandon Shurtliff, please come forward. Please. We need some tips. And JD Huff is saying people out there know things. So we know there's people out there that know things. Y'all need to come forward. You could get up, with a big reward. You could save this mama some heartache. She's already been through enough and she needs peace. The whole Vaughn family needs peace. His brother, his sisters need peace. Everyone there is suffering right now because Brandy is also sick. So sick. She needs a liver transplant.
My name is Brandy Neal, and I am Michael Joseph Vaughn's mama. That smile was one of our most favorite camping trips. He got to see his first beaver dam, and he got to catch so many frogs that day. His beautiful blue eyes. He was so happy that day because I promised we would go get ice cream cones. He laughed so hard because his baby sister got to have her first ice cream cone, and it was everywhere. Our family is broken without him. We miss his laughs, his smiles. We miss his hugs. We need him home. I am asking for everyone's help. Please, please, if you know anything at all, if you know something, please, I am begging. This is my baby. This is my son. Please, I need your help to bring him home.
Oh. Sorry. I took down the wrong thing. That is Brandy, Monkey's mama. She's asking for your help. Please help the Vaughn family and call that tip line phone number at 208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org, please. And if you're here, Brandon, come up on panel. Tell us what happened. Talk to us. Like I said, if I'm getting anything wrong, by all means, come up on panel and tell me what I'm doing wrong. Straighten it out. Tell the truth. Help a little bit. Isn't that what you said you would do?
Me and my freedom anymore. I need to figure out what's going on here and stop the lying and bring the truth to everything that I can and help.
You've done none of those things. That's you on JLR pretending to be the nice guy in the hot tub while he's drinking beer. You even address the family and you tell JLR, well, I wish that, because he asked you, what would you say to them? And you're just like, I'd tell them, keep up the hope or keep up the whatever. You know what? They are praying for themselves and their son. They are trying to keep the hope and the faith alive every single day. You could help and you need to help. And Brandy has said that she would get up on panel. She'd also said, you can come up here and just talk to me. I'm a nice lady. If I can be nice to Stacy Wandra, I can be nice to you. I'm just saying. I don't think you're going to get up here and act like Stacy. So, you can grab the link and come up. Just saying. 208-642-6006 or find Michael at Fruitland.org if you have any kind of tip. Please, please. You can remain anonymous. You can help this family. Lord knows people are giving tips. Even said tips are coming in all the time. Someone knows something and we beg for them to come forward. Any little piece of information helps better than you think. Rather you think it matters or not, let LE determine that. Any tips, as little as it gets, can help break this case. Brandy's telling somebody thank you in here. I'm going through some comments now. We got so much monkey love. We got so much Michael Vaughan love in Michael's army. We are never, ever, ever going to give up. We're never going away. We are going to be here until Michael is found. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say. And if anybody knows me, they know that I mean what I say. I'm working on another case that's 14 years old. Kyron Horman is still missing, and I'm still working on his case. So there's that. I'm not going away either there. I'm not going anywhere. My panel will always be open to Brandy and her family anytime. Or her friends. Or the army that Brandy has. Yeah, threatening lives in a child missing case. Why are you doing that? People are only saying what law enforcement is saying, so why would you be wanting to threaten people? Make that make sense. It doesn't make sense. I don't know about anyone else, but if I was a person that is being named and had nothing to do with it, for sure, I would be the first one checking in. But I don't have a criminal mindset like that. Thank God, Shannon, that you don't. But it is the truth. If you haven't done anything wrong, if you have no involvement, you should be coming forward and saying everything you know. Maybe you're scared of one of the other three people. Maybe you saw Michael come into the house, but you had nothing to do with it. You tell law enforcement exactly that. And you tell law enforcement who Michael came in the house with. And then you go from there and you take it step by step. And if you're fearing for your life from one of the other three suspects or anybody else involved, tell law enforcement that so that they can protect you. I mean, by now, the only thing that can really happen to you if you didn't have any involvement, what's it called? Oh gosh, why is that going to slip my tongue right now? I was on a roll too. The only thing really going to happen to you is that you might get in trouble for not saying something sooner. Right? Hindering the case maybe a little bit. I'm going up through messages. This is crazy, and you wonder if they have looked there because there is lots of little pull-offs in that area. Yes, Shannon, there is all around that Lake Laurel. I got down deep and looked through Google, and there's nothing but pull-offs all the way around the damn thing. Everything about this case is vile, Callie. Everything about it. Deal Woo Poo, thank you for being here. That's a new name here in chat. Thank you guys for being here. Praying that Ellie will go there. Me too. It was the saddest thing. I hated having to read that about baby Peyton. I really did. But I really felt like it was just so important because, you know, you've got people connected to Brandon that have actually already murdered a 6-month-old baby. Hot message. She's 3 miles away from the lake, but she doesn't know where to look. Connie says she wondered about a bag of clothes. I've got new comments here. I'm going down now. Brandon, if you're watching, please come up and speak with Sam and Brandy if you truly want to help. That's right. Like I said, I know I talk a lot of crap sometimes, but I'm actually a really nice person and would love to talk to you. Would love to have Brandy back up and let her have a moment with another suspect. But I can talk to you by myself. You can email me also. My email is missingpnwcrimes@gmail.com. You can email me to talk to me. You know, if you want to talk on the phone, email me. I'll give you my phone number. You can call me. You can call law enforcement. I do mean what I say. I'm going to be here till my monkey is found. Brandon, there have been diver searches recently. More searches to come. Talk with me, Brandon, please. Damn. Wow. See, I didn't even know that. So there's been dive searches. That's getting my curiosity going. And I don't want to ask you where, Mama, because I know you cannot give out privileged information. We are Brandy Strong, and we are Michael Vaughan Strong. We are Michael Vaughan's army. We are never going away. Monkey's army's here to stay. There are so many of us, too. Like, good luck trying to get rid of us. You know, and good luck trying to what? Unalive us all, too, Brandon? Really? You're just going to threaten somebody like that? What happened to you working? Like, what happened to you helping?
About me and my freedom anymore. I need to figure out what's going on here and stop the lying and bring the truth to everything that I can and help.
The only thing that it seems to me like is the only damn thing you do care about is your freedom. And if that's not true, then grab a link. Come on up. Come talk. Tell us all about it. Really, if you're scared of anybody, Brandon, you know you can tell law enforcement that, right? If you feel like that you also have been thrown under the bus, that you've also, what does Adrien say? I said it earlier. Yeah, that you've been basically thrown under the bus. You need to tell law enforcement that. Adrien, if you're listening, you need to tell law enforcement that. People are here to help. They just want to find Michael. That's all anybody wants, is to find Michael. Oopsie daisy, thank you for being here. Laura B, thank you for being here. Yes, an accomplice after the fact. When I had a brain fart and couldn't remember, you could be an accomplice after the fact. If you just come forward and say what you know, it wouldn't give you as long a sentence as the people actually involved in the actual abduction and the actual murder of Monkey, okay? So come forward. Buggy now knows Daisy is a bad guy, Brandon. She knows you four took her brother. That's sad. That's just so sad. What is Buggy, like 5 years old now? She was so little when Michael came up missing. Little girl running around knowing, you know, people did something with her brother, abducted her brother. How friggin' sad is that? She's got to live the rest of her life knowing. And you could bring peace, Brandon. Adrien, Stacy, Sarah, any of you could bring peace. But instead, you just continuously let this poor family suffer. Grab a link. Adrien, if you're here listening, grab a link. You can hop up too. Like, there's stuff to talk about. We do love you, Monkey. We're not going to stop. All right, so listen, everybody. I have been here for a little over 2 hours. I've been working really super hard to keep my lives a little bit shorter, just because the lives end up getting watched just a little bit more all the way through, according to my analytics on my YouTube, because I love to sit for 3-4 hours. I could be here all day. I've done lives for Kyron for up to 12 hours. So I can sit here a long time, but I don't have any more information to share with you guys. I've shared everything that has been emailed me, given to me, sent to me, text to me, phone called to me, things that I verified. So I just want to thank you guys all for always being here and showing up for Brandy, for the Vaughn family, and especially for showing up for Michael Monkey Vaughan. He is the reason why we're doing what we're doing. We're looking for a young man, and we want him found. Monkey's Army will never give up. Hashtag Monkey Joseph Vaughn. Bring Monkey home. And I'm going to throw up Michael Vaughan Case Revisited. It's where I will be putting information from this live over onto my Facebook account. Let me get into my phone because it's much, much easier. This is the, hold on one second. Michael Vaughan Case Revisited. Yeah, giving up is not an option. And Brandy's going to be okay. She's not giving up, you guys. She's going to fight right through this liver disease. She's going to still be here to help us fight. These suspects may be thinking that, she's not going to be around very long. So, maybe everything will just go away if something happens to her. Well, something happens to her, we're just going to hit it even harder, FYI. But she ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. You are so welcome, Brandy. I love you. I appreciate you. I've building such an amazing friendship with you, and I absolutely adore you. And I love all the pictures that you share with me and videos. Your family is so beautiful, and I'm always going to be here for you, doll. Always. Never going away. I hope you're seeing this, because we aren't. We're not ever going away. We love Brandy. We love that family. Please hit the like on your way out. And if you'd like to become a member, here's that also. I'll throw that up. You can hide in the bushes. You can be a subscriber. You can just be here to watch. You can become a member. I don't care what you do. I just appreciate you here as always. Again, if you guys have any tips whatsoever, 208-642-6006. Or you can email findmichael@fruitland.org. Brandy, everybody loves you. You're everybody's family. You have made us your family. Thank you for being here, Avi. Thank you, mods, for being here so quick. I hope you know how much your family means to me. Hugs and kisses from Hot Mess. All right, Brandy, it is time for you to get some rest. Take care of yourself. We're all praying for you and your health. We're all praying for Michael. I'm going to end this show with a video of Monkey. I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here and being supportive of me and my channel. And yeah, always supporting all of these missing children. It's a sad situation. It's not easy to sit here and listen to some of this information sometimes, but I'm growing, which means people are getting information. More people are getting information about these missing kids. That's important to me. It really is. You guys know I'm not click like and views, so I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Prayers, Brandy. Tell everybody in the family I said hey. Good night.